What's up, y'all? It's Andrew, aka Life of a Raj, back with another video. Today, we're gonna get a little political. In light of recent events, I figured this would be the perfect time to get political. So, thanks, Obama, as I'd like to say. But all jokes aside, let's get into the video. So today, we're not doing just one unboxing, not a double unboxing, but actually we're doing a triple unboxing.
Oh, baby, a triple! Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
So without further ado, let's prepare for takeoff. So to start off this unboxing video, I figured we begin with Barack Obama, as he was president first. So I'll start with a review of the box. So it's just your standard GemniJets box. So GemniJets, made by collectors, or made for collectors by collectors. Then we have a preview of the airplane we're going to be reviewing. So here you can see the Obama symbol or signal whenever he ran for president, and then it says www.barackobama.com. So this aircraft is the Boeing 757-200. So it says you can look inside. 1 to 400 scale die-cast model aircraft, and this box has a flap, so you can kind of get a preview of the airplane from outside the box. So moving up, there's some more information inside the flap, so just more information about the aircraft and some information about the specifics of the aircraft, as well as more of like the wingspan, the length, as well as how the livery looks. So it does mention that the livery is a Barack Obama livery. It mentions the aircraft type and a lot of more information such as registration, construction number, delivery date, first flight. So the first flight was the 21st of April in 2000, and the delivery date was the May 14th of 2003. So this aircraft has a range of about 4,000 miles, and the seating is about 194 of a mixed class, or 223 seats with high density. So looking at the rest of the box, here we have the bottom where it mentions 1/400 scale die-cast model. So you can see here, highly collectible, superior quality, realistic metal landing gear, detailed printed graphics, as well as it gets features. So we can look on the side here, you can see the price. So I did pay a lot lower than this price sticker here. This was another model I bought at Airliners. So interesting story, the guy that I bought it from was selling models. He told me that his wife told him that he needed to get rid of his models, so the money he would make from those could go to her shoe collection. So I guess the wife's happy, I'm happy, and he's happy because he made money. The wife's happy because she got shoes, and I'm happy because I got some more models. So going back to what I said, so I did not pay $100. I did pay significantly less. I don't remember the exact price he gave, but he did give me a very good discount on this model. Over here, we just have more information as well as the thing to scan it. So the barcodes for scanning. And then on this side here, it's just your GemniJets Boeing 757 with the picture there. Moving to the back, and continues again with the as real as it gets. And it includes the choking warning and stuff like that. And the age stuff as well. It also says made in China, and it's Boeing officially licensed product. So this was back in 2008. Whenever it has the copyright and all that legal stuff and legal boring information, but that's that. So without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. So here we have the model. Go ahead and try to get it out of this plastic covering in this little case. Here is the model. Set her down there. Set the box aside. And then zoom in. So to start off with this model, we'll go towards the front here. Start with the front. So to start off here, we have in the front, we have the cockpit, and you can see the computer tubes moving along. We have the L1 door. We do have the nose gear below, and you can see the numbers there. So it's 755, and then you can see the details as we move along. We got the Barack Obama symbol, as that's what he used during his presidency run. Moving further along, we got the change. So then we have the website here, www.barackobama.com. And we have the next door for the exit, and then with the paint we have in light blue. So you can say "we can believe in," or I've got the beginning word in dark blue, it says change, and then in light blue there it says "we can believe in." So the slogan for his presidency campaign was basically "a change we can believe in." You can look further down the model here. Nothing too much to this livery. It just has most of the slogan for his livery. Here we have the engines as well, with the colors matching these here where his slogan was in. The wings, so nothing too much, not too much detail here. Yeah, so then moving on towards the middle of the aircraft, just windows, there's no exits over the wing. But if we move further back to the closer to the rear of the aircraft, there we have one door there. And then we have the registration, so it's N755NA. And then moving back, we have the rear left side exit door. And then we move up a little bit. We can see here on the tail is basically Obama's presidency campaign logo here. And we can move around to the other side. So on this side, basically almost mirrored exactly, so the same colors, I guess, that dark navy bluish color, and then we have the Obama campaign logo, and then we have the R door here, the registration with the United States flag, and then there is the hatch for the cargo, and then we have more doors and just windows. We have the wings as well with the engines, and nothing too much more to look at. So moving to the front, from a top view, we have the cockpit. You can see the detail with the pitot tubes, as well as the wipers to see for the windshield of the cockpit. I'm going to zoom out, and then we can take a look at the top of the airplane. I'll zoom out quite a bit more here so you can get a good view of the whole aircraft, if this camera will focus properly. So here we have the antennas, and then we have the light, but nothing too much more in detail from the top. If we look at the bottom of the aircraft, so here we have a little bit more detail, but not that much, so you can see where it comes from, the hatch as well here, and then we get some more details here with the bottom of the airplane, the paint and the livery, and then we have more details there. And we have the landing gears, we have the hole for the stand, and then the GemniJets logo, and then more detail from another hatch, and then the nose gear at the front. So there's a little bit of detail of where you can see where the nose gear is supposed to go in, right there. But other than that, not too much detail on the bottom of the aircraft. So with that, we'll let this plane take off, just like Obama's presidency did, finish its term, and we'll move on to the next airplane. But before that, I'll let you get one last final look from all the sides. So we'll start here with the left side of the aircraft. Moving to the back of the aircraft, you can see the APU here, the horizontal stabilizers. The right side of the aircraft. And then the front side of the aircraft. One thing that is slightly irritating me is it kind of looks like the landing gear is a little bit messed up. It looks like it's a little bent backwards. It might have gotten damaged whenever I was removing it or whenever it was staying in this box. Who knows? But now with his term officially ended, this aircraft's term officially ended and it's taking off to new things. Let's move on to the next one. Moving on to our next aircraft, here we have the Trump Shuttle. So starting with the box, we have GemniJets made for collectors, by collectors, and we have the Trump aircraft, the Trump Shuttle. So this one is the Boeing 727-200. So this was probably one of the earlier jets he owned before he became president or was just known as an actor. So looking at the box, this one also has a flap, so we can open this up and get a preview of the aircraft. There's also a flap up here underneath the flap. It shows more information about this aircraft as well as the Boeing 727-200. So this livery is the Trump Shuttle livery. It's a Boeing 727-225. The serial number is 20445. It shows the registration number as well. The first flight, which was the October 29th of 1970, and the delivery date was June 7th of 1989. So the max takeoff weight for this aircraft is 172,000 pounds. The cruising speed is about 550 miles per hour. Its range is 2,933 miles. And its seating capacity is about 134,000 mixed. So looking at the rest of the box, nothing too much, just your normal stuff, as real as it gets. Choking hazard, highly collectible, information where you can follow GemniJets, visit their website, as well as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which is now known as X. Made in China. It has the 2023 copyright. So without further ado, let's unbox this aircraft. So I'll line up here so we can get a nice closer view. Grab my extra hand and let's get into this. So to start off the front, we got the cockpit. You can see here the cockpit windows with the little eyebrow type windows above. Since this is the 727, it has windows above, which is supposed to help the pilots with visibility as such. Moving along, we have our L1 door, and then the Trump name, basically his logo from back then. You know, he has to put his name on everything that he owns or any business he's involved in, unless it's some hanky-panky business, as some would like to say. Here we have down below the nose gear. And moving along, nothing too much, just the windows and the stripe. We can go further down here to the wing area. We have two exits. They're a little bit difficult to see with the paint, but we have a door here and then a door there. You can see on the top we have an antenna as well. If the phone will focus. And then moving along towards the back, we have one door right in front of the engine. Now that I think about it, it's kind of ironic that they have a door right in front of the engine. But I guess in an emergency, the engines probably be turned off before the door is opened for passengers to escape if that situation were to happen. So back here, we have the engine. And this one is a Boeing 727, so we got one here, one house up here, and then we have another one on the other side. So moving to the tail, we got the registration number on the tail. It's an N918TS, and then for the back we got the Trump logo with the big old T on the tail, and then we have the horizontal stabilizers up here. So moving on to the other side, it's pretty much mirrored. You can see the tail as well as the registration. Like I mentioned, the engine on the other side here, exit door on the wings. You can see we got the little exit arrows from these exits here for them to exit off the wing, where to go. And moving back up to the front, it's just basically mirrored with your R1 door here. And in the front you got the cockpit, and like I mentioned, you got the little eyebrow windows up there. So looking at the top of the aircraft, we zoom out. Not too much detail here. We just got the red lights here, and then we have one antenna up here. As far as put a plane on the bottom, so you can look at the bottom. Nothing too much here as well, just some detail here. You can see the hatches down here. I missed that earlier when reading the side. It's a little bit hard to see on camera, a little bit hard to see in person on the eye as well, unless you're looking for it. More detail up here, the hole. You know, Trump likes to make them jokes about them holes too, and how he's very good at filling the holes. So he's very good at everything he does. And then moving towards the front, there's more detail up here with more of the antennas and such, but they're just painted on. And then we have the nose gear, the detail where the nose gear were to go if the gears were up. So now I will give you a chance to take a look at the aircraft from all sides. So we'll start with the left side. We go from the back side. The right side. And then the front. So now that we finished reviewing Trump shuttle, let's move on to the bigger Trump, which Trump always say bigger and better. He has big hands and billions and billions and billions of whatever. He probably also said that this plane is fired.
You're fired. You're fired.
So now he's moving on to a better, even better plane. He's gonna make the next plane great again. So we got our third model here. So like I said before, the first Trump plane we did was great, and this second one is great again, as Trump would like to say. So let's get into how the model or the box looks. So like all the first two models we did, this box has a flap as well. So you got a preview of the 757 here, GemniJets, made for collectors, yada yada. This one's 757 Trump, but this time the Trump is in gold. So this one has a flap as well. So you can see the airplane here. And we got more information about the 757 Trump airplane. So this one is a little bit similar to the 757 for Barack Obama. This one, the only difference mainly is the livery, the line number. This one had its first flight in May 21st of 1991. Its delivery date was June 1st of 2011. So I'm not sure if this was the delivery date of the aircraft. I'm pretty sure this was more like delivery date whenever Trump was able to purchase or obtain this aircraft. So the maximum takeoff weight is 255,000 pounds. Cruising speed is 531 miles per hour. And this one has a range of about 4,505 miles. They probably didn't include the seating arrangement since we know that Trump has modified his aircraft. So the aircraft is probably worth a lot and has a ton of weight taken up with all the gold that he likes putting in his homes, aircraft, and whatever Alcyons. So going on further with the box, nothing too much, nothing else really sticking out or stands out too much. Just your normal GemniJets information that we already discussed with the previous models and boxes. So without further ado, let's unbox this plane. So to start off at the front of the aircraft, we got our cockpit. This one is a lot different from the other Trump plane, as this one is fully coated in a different color sizes from white, or almost fully, at least the top half is. So we got the cockpit, and we got the nose gear here, and then Trump in gold. We got a red stripe going along here, along with a few other stripes. You can see the windows, since it's a dark color livery, it's hard to see other detail too much. So looking here, it's a little bit difficult to see, but this is supposed to be where the L1 door is. You can see this tiny window as well as the markings for the door, the handles and such. So then moving along, we have the windows going on. Back, nothing too much more in detail. And then here we have the engine, so you can tell here it's a little bit blurry on the camera, but you kind of can make out where it's supposed to be, like the Rolls-Royce engine. So moving along, you can see landing gears. You can tell it's a 757 by the two wheels on this side. You can see this 757 has winglets. It's a little bit difficult to see the windows here. There's no exits on the wing, but there's pretty good detail of like the spoilers, air brakes, and stuff like that as well. So moving on towards the back of the aircraft, we have the registration number. So I'll zoom in so you guys can see N757AF, and then behind the registration there's another exit door in the back, which is kind of hard to see. You only can tell by the small window and the handle. So looking at the tail, we got the US flag here, and then we have the horizontal stabilizer. Moving to the back, we got the APU, and nothing too much. You can see some of the top, some of the details at the top, so I'll go over that when we get around to that side. Looking on the right side, it's basically kind of mirrored with the left side, so the flag here, and then the registration there, the wings and the winglets, and the Rolls-Royce engines here, landing gear, and the nose gear up here. I think it's just the way the 757 looks. It kind of looks like the wheels aren't exactly straight. They're kind of more like angled, like kind of like that. If you can see how I'm pointing with my finger, or the pointer. So, moving on. I'll zoom out a little bit so we can get a good view of the top. So like I mentioned here, not too much detail. They did a good job putting the Wi-Fi box here. There's an antenna, but it's just painted on. It's not like an actual antenna sticking out. And the same for here, more antennas are just painted on. And then the red light, which is a little bit tiny to see. It's a little bit hard to see. You can't see it on camera. Yeah, it's tiny. So moving to the bottom of the aircraft here, you can see where the hatches are at. So the bottom is all white. This is where the white is for the airplane, the white color. More detail, like the hatches here and there, the cargo and other storage. More detail along here for the landing gears, where the landing gears are supposed to go in. Up here as well, and then a hole for a stand. And you know what it says when Donald Trump comes to holes? He feels them best. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. The stand will be great. The aircraft is great. So yeah. With that being said, I'll give you one last look at the aircraft. I'll let you guys take one last look. So here from the left side, here from the aft, here from the right side, and then here from the front. That being said, this concludes the review. Here we have all three aircrafts, basically our triple unboxing. Just keep in mind, guys, I'm not picking a political side here. That's up for you guys to decide. No, I'm just kidding. But when I say that, I mean you guys pick which airplane you like the best. Don't pick political candidates. Pick which airplane and which livery you like the best. So with that being said, I hope you guys help me. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe. Help this video get billions and billions and billions and billions and billions.
Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions
of views, as well as likes and subscribers as well. That's the end goal for me here. And with that, I'd like to thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.